yeah, Lucretia just had her world shattered around her, so that was fun.
You weren't expecting. You thought this was just going to be a trip of heresy, but now you
Well-
started to think.
That's good. It was about time.
You are once again teleported into the pitch black forest. However, you can vaguely get the sense that this is an entirely different area because there's no tension in the air. Apart from that, it looks pretty much the same. Well, there is one major difference. There is rather unnerved and extremely frustrated and angry maid who until now has been trying to get her hands on you, and now that she finally sees you, she lets out a deep sigh and straightens up her usual clothes.
Ah, human maid, hello.
Ah, yes, hello, there you are, finally. Jeez. Right, well, one way or another, we're almost there. Also, by the way, is the music playing? I can't hear anything.
Yeah, it's piano.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right, I believe it is time for me to share something with you, since some of you are not yet aware, but try not to get overly excited or shocked about this. In reality, I am not a maid cosplayer. In truth, I am a demon.
No.
Can I roll for shocked? What is it? Performance? 1 second.
Yes.
Both Luke.
Ah.
No, just Lucretia is just like, no.
Yeah, and so is Alyssia. She says just.
The
Really?
maid with a stone face just nods. Yes, I understand it is too much to take in all at once for you inferior human beings with weak-minded cerebral cortex functions, but yes, I am indeed a demon. Right then.
Jan is just giggling and saying, no offense, but they knew the entire time.
There is no way that is possible. My disguise is perfect.
Exactly.
Expert, huh?
Unfortunately, it could do with some work. I can try and help you with it. I'm very good with disguises.
She looks towards the rest of you guys. Did you know?
Expert.
Lucretia is just like, yes, I
Can
knew.
I roll insight to see if she's actually self-aware of this fact, or if she's just completely in denial?
Sure, go ahead.
Wow.
She thought her disguise was perfect.
Iris is still looking shocked, like.
So
No.
you guys revealed that,
That's not what I wanted to know. Like, I wanted to know if the maid herself, like, was aware of the fact that her disguise was shit.
no, she is not aware at all.
Oh, okay. Alyssia says.
So as you guys
Yes.
revealed that her disguise didn't fool you guys, you see a certain expression of shock on her face and disbelief. She's confused.
You could do with some pointers when it comes to disguises.
She quickly turns around and briskly starts walking away, waiting for you guys to follow her.
Oh, by the way, before we go, Iris is gonna reach out, like basically hold on to the back of Yana's neck and bring her close. Say, "Don't you mention a word about how I was actually fooled the first time." And then just let's go over.
Meanwhile, Alyssia just leans into the rest of them and just quietly says, like, is it just me, or does people in general seem to be really bad at disguises?
Maybe you're that good, man.
Yeah, but that's the thing. She's like, she doesn't understand how you can be bad at disguises. Like, she's like, well, it's not hard.
Either way, we follow.
Right.
And Yana is apparently probably dead. Apparently.
No, I just kind of nodding.
Okay.
It's not long before you start leaving the mansion, not the mansion, the forest behind you, and in the clearing you see the making of a mansion. It's still raining outside, and you see that the mansion is actually in well, terrible state. It's mostly destroyed, even though there's clear signs that people are still living here. It is not maintained, let's say that. The roof is leaking, a lot of the staircases are destroyed, there's some holes in the ground, the furniture seems like it could use some maintenance. The mansion has definitely seen better days, let's go with that. As you guys follow the maid, she says, right, I am going to take you to my master. Please try to be on your best behavior. I would appreciate it if you would not do something human-like. No replies, okay.
No, she just nods.
You see that somebody holding a lantern is waiting for you guys as you enter the mansion and waves to the maid as she approaches and greets her. Ah, yes, hello, these must be our guests. The man, or well, you assume he's a man, looks at your direction and gives you a light nod with his head, or whatever the fuck that thing is that's on his shoulders, and says, "Greetings, my name is Drevan Bloodfallen. It is a pleasure to meet you. I believe you're the representatives for this year's Bloodroom Ball."
Yes.
Yes. It was a bit unsure.
I must say, this is some rather unfortunate timing, but I believe it is not my place to discuss. Please follow me. I shall take you to the master of the household. I shall take you to the master of the household immediately. If you'll please follow me this way. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me along the way.
Iris nods, but doesn't exactly know what to ask. I don't know what to ask. I lost track of my flow.
If you have anything, it doesn't matter. He said that he's fine with answering questions if you have any on the way.
Essentially, I was going to ask, I was wondering, where exactly does this event hold? Like, what happens in it?
Ah, I see. Well, yes, it would be nice for you to have some details, of course, and it is things that I can explain to rather than waste the time of our leader, so... the event will take place in Cardell Keep. The Bloodroom Ball will take, place there. Not only the tournament, but the ball as well. Also the social aspect to it, but you probably wouldn't be interested in those matters anyway. More importantly, you will be assigned somebody to watch over you. I assure you this is not simply for, obvious reasons, but you will need protection. After all, while you're here, you are part of our covenant. As such, we must make sure that nobody decides to take advantage of that fact. You will have plenty of enemies that will be willing to goad you into, problematic situations, shall we say that.
Understandable.
Also, please do keep in mind, I'm not sure how much you know about vampires, but we do drink blood. That includes humans. As such, there are some people here that are, kept without their consent. I just hope that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, you can probably, Yana can probably tell Iris is like, closing her eyes like, sure, no, of course not. Like, as long as I don't see it, doesn't exist.
It's a complicated matter. I assure you it's not as simple as it sounds. Perhaps we'll have more time to discuss it later if the issue is, a sore spot. I would imagine it can't be easy to hear that some of your own kind are being, kept as slaves.
No, exactly.
Anyway, we have arrived. Very well. He knocks on the door and slightly lets it creak open ajar and pops his head in and just bows. And you hear a voice from inside, "Bring them in." He then steps aside to give you guys room to walk in, but then whispers, "Keep in mind that as our leader, much is expected of her. She must keep up appearances. So take everything with a grain of salt if she seems a bit, impolite."
Understood, thank you.
He actually does not enter the room, he just allows you guys to enter and is going to close the door behind you. And what you see in front of you is a very simple room, though it is maintained a bit better than the rest of the mansion. And in front of you is the leader of the household, who briskly introduces herself. Actually, no, the maid actually is in the room with her on the side, who introduces her to what your names are and some basic stuff that she needs to know. And she basically, when she turns to you, she says, "This is Lilith Bloodfallen, the current head of the Bloodfallen clan."
Iris gives a small bow, essentially. Like, welcome.
I see. So you are the people that were, shall we say, goaded into taking up this year's bow. Well, I'll not beat around the bush, I'll make this brief. Your services will not be required, so do not worry. I will not ask you to fight.
Oh.
It seems that this year's ball has taken quite the turn for the unexpected. A certain participant has been added this year that was not expected. As such, he is the odds-on favorite to win it all. And there is no point for the rest of the clans to, well, do their best, since the winner will be decided quite easily. As such, I only ask that you stay here until the ball is finished, since you will be my official representatives. I do not expect you to fight, because I know you cannot win. You may simply surrender when your time has come to participate. That is quite acceptable to me.
By the way, I'm pretty sure Lucretia, actually all the girls, oh my god, this is girls day out, isn't it?
Yeah, only girls,
Yeah.
man.
Holy crap.
Girl party, girls night out.
Anyway, yeah.
Vendrick didn't want to catch
all of you,
cooties.
all of you probably could see Iris's like battle-loving smirk. You could probably think what's in her mind, going, "Is he that strong?" That sounds fun.
There is no one in this community that can take him. Not even if we combined our efforts. That man is a monster.
Who it is you are referring to?
Urias.
You can just see, basically, Yana is making the face of face palming without actually face palming.
Alyssia's face is aggressively indifferent.
As I said, since you have no chance of victory, I do not expect you to needlessly throw your lives away. I need you to remain here, but as the time comes, you may simply withdraw from the battle.
Ah, so this is a life wrestling tournament then?
Well, it's not to the death, but there are plenty of bloodthirsty people that find victory by killing their opponents. Frankly, I find such barbaric displays unsettling, but my opinion matters little.
And Urias is one of these people?
No. He is a true vampire, unlike most of the cowards and trash that you will find in this community. He is a man of character and different. He would never hurt someone who is unwilling to fight. But that doesn't change the fact that nobody here can defeat him. He is going to win the tournament. It is set in stone. As such, the other families will simply fight for the second and third place. Those, even if by some chance or miracle you manage to make it to second or third place, that will serve me no purpose. I need a victory. Since I cannot achieve it, there is no point in your participation. The grand prize is currently a secret. However, it is not the prize itself that I want. It is the status. The household that gets first place will be put in charge of the community. I simply wish to regain what was taken from me.
And what about second and third? Do they simply gain the honor?
No. There are more material crude means like weapons and riches, but they mean little.
So you're
How
saying
so?
this battle is more to do with status than the mere prizes?
That is correct. In vampire society, status is everything. Material gains such as weaponry or riches mean little. If you wish to participate and get yourself killed, I have no intention of stopping you. I have advised you not to do so. I will not stop you, however.
Well,
That
thanks
being
for-
said, while you were here, you were guests and an official part of my household. As such, I expect of you to conduct yourself in a manner befitting of my heritage and my people. I understand that you know little of our society. That is why there will constantly be people watching over you, and I expect you to not cause any trouble. If you do, I will not hesitate to throw you under the carriage if I have to protect my household and my people. But should you be wronged and you have not committed crimes, I will do everything I can to defend you. Is that clear?
Understandable. Will we need to dress a certain way? She says, looking around at everybody. Probably not in fancy party gear, like in our adventurers gear, because we only popped back just a minute ago, still covered in
The
sweat
I don't know
blood.
what you're talking about. Yana looks absolutely fabulous in
You
her
always
beautiful,
wore a dress.
elegant white. No, her beautiful, elegant black dress. She looks absolutely fabulous. She looks stunning.
You always wore a dress, though.
Well,
The
yeah,
Blood
because I
Room
can.
Ball is not just a tournament. It is also a social event. Every night between the rounds, before the tournament begins and briefly after, there are social gatherings inside the keep. There, you can enjoy the music, the drinks, but it is also a great opportunity to scout the competition, should they decide to show up, of course. You can meet most of the other clans there. However, I have no intention of joining those events.
Fair
You have
enough.
my permission to go if you wish to take part. You have that right as participants. And since you asked about clothing, I would advise that you allow my servants to get you some more appropriate clothes for those events. Bear in mind that I was not prepared for, well, an event. As such, we have no human food here, as we do not keep supplies. As such, if you wish to garner food, you're going to have to either locate some for yourselves, or I'm going to have to send one of the maids to procure you some. But if you go with that option, I doubt that you will find anything to your liking, since most other humans apart from you are kept here as slaves. They're being, well, they're being fed with probably not the kind of food that you are used to. And suddenly, Lucretia comes through once again.
It's alright. I can
Guess
get
what,
us food.
guys? Apparently, in my game, the best fucking class to be is a cleric with very support-based skills. The maid that was at her side bows as well and starts living with you guys. Apparently, she's gonna be your guide for a while. Outside, you see the man from earlier, who is still patiently waiting with a lantern in hand as you guys begin leaving. I didn't hear any loud noise or any trouble. I'm assuming everything went alright, I hope?
Yes, I was a bit worried myself, but she's rather nice.
Yes, she is a very lovely lady. I am blessed to be one of her family. But anyway, you didn't come to hear that from me. Anyway, if everything is in order, I will introduce you to the people that will be taking care of you. If you will please follow me this way, we have also prepared your quarters where you'll be staying the night.
Hoping the others follow as well.
Yeah.
As you guys enter a rather large portion of the mansion, it seems to be one giant room that used to be a library, but it has been refurnished as sleeping quarters that are quote-unquote semi-isolated. Basically, if you look at it from a structural point, this is one large room that has small rooms carved out, but there's no walls. What they've used is basically giant bookshelves, some spread out cloth, basically to sort of create walls. So everybody has a small area where they have their bed, probably a place to sit down, you know, maybe a small desk. And when you leave that quote-unquote makeshift room, there is a small like common area where you guys can sit down, do stuff, and read some books.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you get my meaning, basically. Right. I know it's not much, but this is what we can offer you. What you get from it's actually got a very you know, when something's like super cramped and stuff, it gets a kind of a homey feeling. That's kind of what you get.
I am fine with this.
It's like a big slumber party.
Hooray!
By the way, in the common area, you notice there's some girls slurping on, well, I could call it juice, but I think we all know that's probably not juice.
Juice. It was just in
It's
complete denial.
blood.
It's juice, shut up.
It's blood.
You see, she's very indifferently just sitting there enjoying her drink as she looks towards you guys. And the vampire that looks like a bat explains, "Ah, yes, this is Andrea Bloodfallen. She will be your personal bodyguard. Say hi." She looks towards you guys. She continues just quietly slurping on her drink and doesn't say anything.
Here, let's give us a wave.
You have to excuse her. She's a shy girl.
No problem.
Right. And over there we have suddenly the very intimate and quiet atmosphere is completely blown out of the water. Iris, somebody is groping you.
Iris jumps forwards.
Those are some nice reflexes she's got there. As expected of a human. Quite interesting. Her build indicates that she's actually quite strong for her age and size. Interesting, interesting. You see a couple of weird girls standing behind you. The girl with the girl on the left basically groped your ass, Iris. The other one is writing some strange things in her notebook.
I'm hiding behind Lucretia and Yana. Nope.
Excuse me,
She
but
touches me
who
away.
are you?
Ah, yes. How rude of us, sister. We should introduce ourselves. Yes, of course. Hello. We are Haley and Allison. Haley's on the left, Allison's on the right. I know it's hard to tell sometimes. After all, we're twins, and it's hard to tell us apart, right? They smile and as they hold one hand together in an exaggerated manner.
As they both have different hair colors and one is even heterochromatic.
I'm assuming that's out of character.
Yes. Because, oh yes, they're so hard to tell apart.
Iris
Well,
does
they're completely
speak.
different.
Here's the speaker below. It's like, who's left and who's right? Like, they're from them looking towards or them looking at us.
I'm doing it for out of character perspective. This is left.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically, if you want a bit super immersion, I broke immersion. Oh no, how dare I break immersion?
It's okay, I can break it a little more.
Don't worry, this girl is anime as fuck. You can tell by the heterochromatic eyes.
Calm down, Sibby.
Heterochromia doesn't mean they're anime as fuck.
No, but like 9 out of 10 characters like have heterochromatic because oh, I'm so special.
Esper,
Oh,
you're
that's-
breaking my immersion, man. What the hell?
That's definitely not how you spell it. And
Dyslexia
Why are you
strikes
breaking
again.
my immersion, man?
Anyway, Alyssia looks at him and is like, and cocks her head aside. You don't seem like the typical vampire.
Well, we shouldn't. We're not.
Oh, what are you? She says, still hiding the other two.
By the way, even if you didn't have the book, you'd probably know, because since they have animal features, these are what's in the book about demons. They're basically called war beasts or beast folk.
so it's no game, no life, are we?
Yeah,
So, I'm assuming that among the beast folk there are several animalistic characteristics, just like not just this version.
basically,
like-
you already
like, are
fought
they-
war beasts, by the way.
Are they
Um,
are they regarded as like separate species, or like are all
No,
of them the same species?
If they have humanoid form and have animal features, they're considered war beasts.
Yeah, sure, but like between like I'm assuming there are different kinds of war beasts. So, like, are the separate types of war beasts considering like separate species, or like all of them just war beasts?
No, all of them are just war beasts.
So it doesn't matter if like one is half dog or something. It's just like nope, still
Nope.
war beast.
He can be half a turtle, he can be half a lion, doesn't matter, they're all war beasts.
Okay, that's confusing.
If it is an animal, It is a beast. If it is a beast, it is a war beast.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Alyssia,
beast.
Esper.
Alyssia cocks her head to the other side. Right, war beasts. I read about your kind.
Yep. Though I would prefer if you call us warfolk, because war beast sounds a bit more violent. I don't like that.
Well,
Rather violent now you go out my ass. She's
Right.
still hiding.
oh, don't be
Beast
such
folk. Did I say warfolk?
child.
I said beast folk.
a. Oh yeah, okay. Alyssia says, "Don't be such a child," and then turns back to him. I'm sorry. It's simply how how the literature referred to your kind.
Well, yeah, the books are kind of unpleasant about our species. I mean, for all they know, they keep writing that we're mindless beasts that just go for the jugular, which is totally not true, by the way. And Alison follows up. Yeah, after all, my sister always goes for the butt first. Hey,
I can appreciate that. If you don't mind me asking, what are you doing in the den of a vampire?
well, that's a silly question. We serve the same master, like the rest of us, you know, with bad boy over there and the mute girl over there.
Yes, but why?
Why not? Sure, it's a vampire society, doesn't mean there can't be other species here. I guess that's kind of confusing for you humans, huh? After all, on your world, there's only humans, right?
After a fashion.
Yeah, it's not that uncommon. I mean, sure, vampires and werewolves have a thing going, but werewolves aren't war beasts, so, you know, we're treated different.
Wait.
Besides,
Oh, sorry.
What?
Go on.
Besides, Master Lilith is pretty kind. Most other vampires don't take kindly to, well, us. So we are kind of in debt to her. She did kind of save us.
Oh.
Why do vampires not take kindly to your kind specifically?
Well, a lot of vampires are, shall we say, snobby, egomaniacs, sociopaths. That's enough, dear. Anyway, but yeah, they're kind of assholes. At least most of them, you know. Some of them are nice. Most of them are assholes, though.
But-
So guess what? They see us as inferior beings, and you know, that's not cool.
And are you?
Of course not. Why would you ask that? Can't you see? She basically twitches her ears. How can you call us inferior with such cute ears? Alison just rolls her eyes. Are you serious?
Right. Wait, I'm assuming Haley was the one who went for Iris's butt?
Yep.
Alyssia like looks at her. Do you usually grab people's butts?
Alison says, as I said, yeah, that's usually where she starts the conversation.
Really? Any and all butts?
Well, Haley says, I mean, as long as it's a cute butt.
What's Iris's charisma?
Charisma means nothing. She just has a bad personality. Her body's lymphatic.
She just has a
I have,
bad personality.
I have the best butt confirmed.
Kick. I mean, it's not like Alicia's personality is stellar either.
Yeah, but she can be
Are you
erotic
taking
when she
this
wants
personally,
to
Alyssia?
be. It's like how dare you pick Iris's butt?
Kind of. Alicia like raises an eyebrow. Well, alrighty then. Now what?
The man clears his throat very audibly. Right. I think we got a little sidetracked. You already introduced each other, so let's move on, shall we? Right. As I was saying, Let's see. He seems a little flabbergasted after everything that just happened. Andriana over there is going to be your head of security. She'll be making sure that, well, you both behave yourselves and nobody tries to mess with you.
Was
As
that
for-
Saki girl? Just for clarity's sake.
Yeah,
Yes.
Saki girl.
Okay.
As for Haley and Allison, if you have any questions regarding, well, the other participants, our society, if you wish to gather any information, they shall be in charge of helping you with that, since they're, shall we say, rather intellectual, if you don't mind the first impressions. Anyway, as for the mates that are around, do not worry, they will pick up after you. Well, please do not use that as an excuse to basically make a mess of the place. I would appreciate it if you would tidy up and keep it clean. Well, to the best of your abilities, of course.
It's a fucking dragon!
More like an ancient wild